take a moment to welcome you to Diverse Learners this summer. I'm finishing up my first full year at FHSU, and typically I teach science methods courses. But this is my second summer teaching diverse learners. And so as we get started, a couple points I just kind of wanted to clarify. First, in big picture, my biggest concern in approaching this course is when a student enters your classroom in the future, will they feel like it is a place they belong? So to me, the goal of this course is different than a course that focuses on legal liability. So there are places in education that we think about, like the legal liability of, are we providing a free and appropriate public education for each student, and especially with populations like special education, there's a legal responsibility. But this is a step beyond that. And so the goal here isn't, are you doing things that would prevent you from getting sued, but actually going the step and making sure that you create a classroom environment where every student that walks in there feels like that is a place they belong, right? That is the goal. And so that is a journey. You aren't in the classroom yet. We have time to get there. And so the goal of this course isn't that right at this moment at the beginning, you feel completely comfortable with all these topics, but rather that you approach it with an open mind and really think about what it means to make every student feel like they belong in your classroom, and that this course is actually just a process to get there. So along with that, just a couple points to make sure you kind of understand my style and approach to teaching. First of all, I am a firm believer in that I will absolutely work with you, that if you are trying to understand these topics and really think through them, I'm going to work with you on that. And especially in a summer course, I understand that there's times that schedules might be interesting, difficult. We have a compressed timeline since the course is down into 8 weeks. And so please communicate those issues with me. By far, one of the things that bothers me the most in teaching a course is if I find out after the fact a student was really struggling. In an online setting, it's difficult. I can't see you. I can't see you to know if you're struggling. And so please reach out. Please reach out with questions. Please reach out with questions, even if they don't necessarily have to do with the assignment, but it's just something that you're trying to grapple with the topic or the idea or the concepts or whatever. That is what I'm here to do. And that's part of what I love about my job, is that I get to help you develop your own identities and perspectives on teaching. Along with that, any adjustments that need made, mistakes, things you find in the course, please reach out and let me know. Like I said, I typically teach science methods. And so this isn't actually a course that I developed. And so there might be some little mistakes and things, maybe dates that don't line up or whatever. I try to prevent all those, but they come up. Please let me know. Again, the goal here is that in your classroom, every student feels welcome. And so part of that is that I need you to be honest with me and with yourself as you're dealing with these issues. I know this is kind of an interesting time to approach a course like this, just because it's a very active political climate right now. And so some of the things you might be thinking or dealing with or wrestling with, maybe they feel uncomfortable or you feel like you can't share them. And that's what I'm here for. I also want to make sure that you know from the beginning, if you're entering this course, maybe you don't have a lot of experience with diversity and you're feeling a little uneasy, that's fine. Where you are starting from is perfectly valid and that's okay. And the goal is then to move forward and really expand and really think about what it means to have an inclusive classroom. I grew up literally in the corner of a wheat field in rural Kansas. I get the experience of having grown up with very limited diversity. And so my goal is then to help you really think about what this means to create an open and inviting classroom. Again, please do not hesitate to reach out. That's what I'm here for. A couple little points. just with the summer class. One, I'm not going to be traveling a lot during the summer. We actually just got back from our longer trip, but I will have some little spurts where I am traveling, as I imagine many of you will be. And so I will let you know when those times are, but during those times, it might be a little bit slower response. And I will go ahead and warn you that one of those times is right at the last few days of the course, because I'm running a race around the Pikes Peak area the Saturday after the course ends. So right at the end of the course is one of those. Also, just a little point, I try to give really thorough responses to emails. We can also set up phone calls, Zoom meetings, whatever works for you. I am not, however, great at responding to emails on my phone, just in terms of how much I type. So if you ever get an email response from me and it just seems very short and to the point, and it says they're like sent on Verizon, whatever, I'm not in a bad mood, you didn't upset me. I just really do not like typing on my phone. And so you might even sometimes send you a quick response of, hey, I saw this, I will respond when I can actually sit down and type out a more thorough answer. But the key point that I want you to take away is, please reach out and let me know what I can do to help you really develop as a professional, so that you have a classroom where every student that walks in there feels like they belong. I'm excited for our summer and for the opportunity to get to know all of you. And best of luck as we start the course.